Hey, Dragon Slayers. It's been about 13 hours since my last meal. My blood sugar is 74. If you guys have been watching the channel, you can see for yourselves that my blood sugar is better than ever. I'm having fasted blood sugar and it's incredible and I'm loving it. So I'm going to jump right into it. It's going to be another dense video. Got a lot to cover quickly. All animals on life, all animal life on Earth is constantly burning carbs and fats created by plants. But it takes more than just energy to build an animal. You need a ton of protein, plus some minerals. Once again, plants provide the building blocks for all of these. But this time, plants are getting nitrogen, essential for all amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, from the soil. Plants absorb nitrogen in mineral form from the soil, along with a few dozen other minerals that are essential for plant and animal life. Plants then build amino acids out of nitrogen and use these to create all the protein in their structures. Plants draw nitrogen and other minerals up from the nitrogen and mineral nutrient pool in topsoil, and they are also storing solar energy as the carbon-carbon bonds in carbs and fats. Herbivores come along and eat the plants, and all of these carbs, fats, and proteins get passed up to the herbivores. The carnivores eat the herbivores, and everything is passed up one more rung up the food chain. Finally, when anything dies, either plant or animal, it is decomposed by fungi and bacteria in the topsoil, and all of the nitrogen and minerals go back into the nutrient pool of the topsoil. Pretty neat system, right? So plants have a certain amount of protein, nitrogen, and a certain amount of non protein energy, carbon. Similarly, animals also have a certain amount of protein and a certain amount of non protein energy. Your body, as well as a protein quantity and energy quantity. So your body has a protein quantity and an energy quantity. Your basic body composition goal should be to achieve the highest lean mass at the lowest fat mass possible. So, the protein to energy ratio of your body is going to be an important concept going forward. He gives an example. He says that a healthy human body is composed of roughly 1% carbohydrates, 4% minerals, 10% fat, 20% protein, and 65% water. Much like your diet, your body has a protein to energy ratio as well. Higher is better. It will be low if you are overweight or under-muscled. In very simple terms, all of your carbs and fat energy comes from the sun, while all of your nitrogen and minerals for protein comes from the earth. Your body is mostly oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, and nitrogen. Oxygen comes from the air, hydrogen comes from the water, carbon comes from dietary energy, carbohydrates and fats, glucose, fructose, palmitic acid, and stearic acid. Nitrogen comes from dietary protein, amino acids, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, and all of the energy that they contain come from the air, water, and sun. So all of your nitrogen and other elements necessary for protein come from the soil and the earth. So that's an excerpt from his book. So I know that this can be a bit heavy and sciencey, but it's important to me that you understand these concepts fully, which is why I'm presenting them to you in the exact order in which they appear in the book. And if you find anything confusing, please ask questions in the comments below, and I will try to answer as many as I can. Highly recommend you buy the book because it has charts and graphs and figures, and the visuals will help make all of this make more sense. Please, definitely buy the book, guys. It's amazing. So, the main takeaway that you need to understand from these last two videos that I've made is that both carbohydrates, or glucose, and fat, or hydrocarbons, they both break down into usable energy in the body. So Dr. Ted Naiman is essentially saying that you are sick, dying, overweight, and diseased because you suffer from energy toxicity. For the longest time, we thought that obesity was the root cause of insulin resistance. And doctors like Jason Fung and many others have stated that insulin resistance is actually the root cause of obesity. This I believe to be true for many years. I mean, the research seemed pretty sound. So, which one is actually true? Which one does come first? There's still a lot of debate going on. Is it obesity or insulin resistance? Dr. Ted Naiman is stating that although insulin does play a big role in metabolic health, the root cause of insulin resistance is consuming too much energy. Specifically, the combination of high fats and high carbs together, which will spike insulin and rapidly fill up your fat stores. And we know that being over fat for your specific genetic makeup can cause you to have insulin resistance, which leads to type 2 diabetes. Some of you may be wondering how people who appear thin can still get insulin resistance. It's because of your personal fat threshold. Everyone has a genetic limit of how much fat they can carry and where they can store it before it overflows and starts to wreak havoc on your body. It's possible to have a low subcutaneous fat percentage, that's the fat just below the skin, so that you can easily see, and an extremely high visceral and organ fat percentage. That's the fat that's in your abdominal cavity, in and around your pancreas, liver, etc., and that you can't easily see without body scans. That's what I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned because there's so much more coming. And remember that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.